Welcome to Ambitious Tech Mamas, a podcast for moms who are making big moves at work and at home. Here, we keep it real about careers, relationships, and the beautiful, messy balance of motherhood.
This is your space to be authentic, to feel seen, and to remind yourself that grace is just as important as ambition. You are not alone, so let's navigate this journey together.
All right. Well, we are back at my dining room table. We are not on the move. We're back to our classic setup, and we have a great person in between us sitting as our guest today.
We do. She's like really dope. And you're guaranteed to laugh with her. You're going to laugh up during this episode. I promise.
She's laughing, and we didn't even say anything.
Exactly. But
all right.
She is one of the absolute best people you will meet.
This is Jane, and we love her. And our topic today, I'm sure we'll cover some ground, but our topic today is aspiring mothers, which I will say she held my baby 7 or 8 times in the span of 10 minutes, I think, before she left.
She did.
Yes.
It's a cute baby.
I am biased. She is a cute baby. All right, Jane. Well, before we get going, though, we always start with our glows and grows. So we're going to get started and we're going to loop you into it because it's fun.
Okay.
Right.
I don't have a briefing document for this.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Well, Nyasia said that she has already prepped, so we're going to put her first. You want to start with your glow?
Okay.
All right.
I don't remember it, though.
Okay, well, I can help you then.
You said that you thought about this and as you were getting ready this morning.
Right, that was like an hour ago. No, I said when I was in the shower getting ready.
I was trying to save you.
But I can think of a glow.
I thought that was our way of saying, I'm good to go first.
No. So.
All right, well, you going to wing it? You going to do your glow?
I'm going to wing it.
Let's do our glow.
Let's
glow.
Glow, yes. So my glow is, as you all know, my husband and I are launching or have launched our marriage enrichment business called Love Forever 24. And this past week we signed the contract and paid for the space. So our event will be April 4th at Labor Temple in Seattle, Washington. So that's a glow for me because it is a long time coming and we're really doing it. So I'm excited. I'm saving some marriages out here.
I love it. Very nice. All right. What about your glow, Jane? We'll learn a little bit about you in a sec, too.
So just like a positive thing.
A positive thing that happened this week.
Oh, I'm excited to be in Seattle. I'm here on a business trip, but I have so many chosen family in Seattle. So that's just such a benefit when I get to come out here and visit.
That's sweet. So we're your glow.
And other
just
people.
Saying that? Or?
And other people.
Okay.
Just remember, got to keep you humble.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. What is my glow? You know what? I'm going to go a little tactical. You walked in, Jane, and you said, my house looks clean. And I feel really good about that because after a week long of Disney and California Adventure, we had laundry, we had Christmas decorations still up, and my husband and I dragged ourselves around this house yesterday to get everything put away. And so that's my glow.
Kitchen looks like you could perform an open heart surgery and you would not get any infections. Like I was amazed.
And the carpet, it has like the lines of the professional.
It's very clean in here right now.
Because the Christmas tree sheds. That's why we had to vacuum
Was
and
it
vacuum
a
and
real
vacuum.
tree?
No.
Oh.
But we have 3 trees, so we got
Probably
stuff to do.
too many, but
that's okay.
Who's
no,
counting?
I'm actually
Let's talk
gonna
again
get
when you have
2 more.
kids.
Exactly. I'm going to get another one next year.
What's your grow?
Okay.
You're going to keep us moving. Look at that. Yeah. We're going back to me.
Yes.
All right. My grow is the child had a hard time getting on the bus today. And it's hard.
First day back.
It's first day back after being away for 2 weeks. But it's a grow in the sense of the reason she had a hard time getting in the bus is she said she didn't want to be away from me. And she said she was going to miss me. And part of me wanted to just be like, okay, screw them all. Let's just play and hang out because you will not say this again in 5 years. But I had to put that child on the bus and make her go to school. And so as much as it was sad for me, it was also sad in a couple ways. Sad that she was sad, but sad because I know this won't last forever. And so the fact that my child will miss me, and she was crying because she wanted me around her 24/7. That put me in my feels.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That was a grow. All right, going back to you, Jane. What's your grow?
I'm planning my wedding. It's multicultural and a very large event. And always just, an opportunity to have my feet on the ground and remember what's important about life, about like, what does this...
Mean and how many months you got left?
9.
9 months. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So you got some time.
You're birthing a baby.
Hell yeah.
We'll get back to the topic. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I will say that baby showers and weddings bring out the unimaginable in people.
Yeah.
So, good luck. I am
Jeez.
I am thankful that I am done with that stage. Although my daughter wants me to do a vow renewal, so
Ooh,
back
I
at
want to
this.
do a vow renewal. I'm going to do it at our 10-year.
Well, on reality shows, though, that can be a sign of it not going well. Like John and Kate plus 8 did a vow renewal right before they got divorced.
we don't look nothing like John and Kate.
That is fair.
Don't got 8 kids.
I don't have 8 kids.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know what? I am sure there are plenty of people that have done vow renewals that are still married. We're going to have to look it up.
Tell us in the comments. But
yeah.
if you got a divorce right before your vow renewal, let me know.
Right before the vow renewal?
Or right after.
Oh, okay.
I'd love being right.
Oh,
Don't be right about that.
You said you love being right, so that's a great segue into my grow.
Okay, what's your grow?
I was told I had therapy today.
Just you or with husband?
Oh, we had yes, couples therapy.
Couples, okay.
But I know my personal therapist is going to tell me the same thing. I have to work on not thinking I'm always right, and that's a grow because
I thought we've already talked about this
That's
on
a
this
lifelong
podcast.
challenge.
I know, and it's funny because now you saying that is really reinforcing.
We've already talked about this.
Everyone's thoughts. I think I'm doing better, but it's still an area I gotta.
You want me to tell you some ways you've been wrong? No, I'm just kidding. We can practice. We can help you.
Yes,
No, I'm just kidding.
My grow is being more mindful of not always saying but, not always being in legal mindset of have to defend, have to prove. I just think, a legal brain is always in that state. And I'm always, it's fun. I love to debate, to argue, to challenge your point of view. But then there's a time and place for it. And it's like I have to temper it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to lose it.
You've lost one with me because you and I argued for a good 20 minutes on how far the zoo is from the safari park in California, to the point where I pulled it up on the map and you still didn't believe me. So we had to call your husband. Like, you and I argued, like, good
I
argue.
wasn't even part of that conversation, and this is the second time I've heard about the conversation.
So I was like, we can give some examples.
They moved the zoo.
Exactly. That's got to be it.
Tell us in the comments if that's true as well, everybody.
So I was
But
like,
yes.
no, I've been on the other side of the
Prime
argument.
example. Yes. I love to debate. And so,
That's a
but
good
yeah.
grow.
Yeah, like I said, as a kid, I got an award most likely to tell a teacher he or she is wrong. So this has been a good 30 plus years. So.
Look at that. All right. Well, that is our glows and grows. So we've got Jane here. Jane, give us your 15-second spiel on who you are and probably how you know us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Jane. I'm in my late 20s. I live in Colorado.
Why'd you give a look? She's in her late 20s.
Really?
Yes. I'm clinging to it for a few more months.
I was like, not
Over
very
6
long. Yeah.
For over 6 months, less than 7
So
though.
almost 30.
Late 20s. I live in Colorado. I've been at do we say
A tech company.
a tech company
Yes.
for almost 4 years. Barbieto was my boss at the tech company, and we worked together informally for maybe the first 5 months together, and then a little over a year, but then there were some leaves and all that stuff. And then Nyasia and I were peers at the same time, and I worked with Nyasia, for 2.5 years, I would say.
I trust you. I don't know.
Yeah, like give or take 2.5 years. So worked with both of these women, one in a manager capacity, and proof that you can become friends with your manager once they are no longer your manager.
I feel like we're good friends now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you hugged my baby multiple times, like I said, when you came over.
No, yeah. And it's fun, too, because I think we know how to, kind of what you two are saying, how you guys used to argue about the location of the San Diego Zoo. I think we both know each other's quirks and buttons and kind of all those things.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you're on for this episode of Aspiring Mom. So we're going to start with, why do you want to be a mom?
And it's funny. Like, first question, kind of hard.
Is it hard?
No, it's not hard, but I think so. It's such a polarizing topic in a lot of ways. I think in people my age.
Okay.
I think a lot of my friends are either just married or about to get married. Most, like, very few friends are single. And it's so divided among my friend group of, like, who wants to do and who doesn't. And I'm, like, one of the, not the few, but I am so firmly, like, we are doing this. Here's an ideal timeline, knowing that God plays such a role, blah, 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 blah. But I think what I want to do is when I have an amazing mom. So I think I've seen the impact that a strong woman can have on children. I think my mom is such an inspiration for me. And then I think too, like, my fiance and I, we just have such a blessed life. And I think we feel like we really have the resources and most importantly, the time to be able to put in the effort to do this justice of how big a role it is. And so I think I want to be a mom for a few reasons.
And what's your timeline? Because you said you've got a timeline.
Yeah.
So we said you're getting married in 9 months. What's the timeline that you want to be a mom? And we already established your age. Jeez, we've covered a lot about who Jane is.
I'm also very type A. So love a schedule. And it's funny because all my friends that I've done the mom thing are like, throw that schedule away. Like, nothing ever really goes to plan.
Never does.
But I imagine sometime in their first year of marriage, we will start trying and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, so pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, not instantly. No honeymoon babies, please. But pretty quickly after that.
Okay. All right. What are you curious about in terms of being a mom? Because you're right, people can never prepare you for it. So what are you curious about? Knowing I've got two, Nyasia has one.
I think it's so many things. It's, I am a self-described really big Reddit user and will, like, dox myself. It's very embarrassing to admit. But, you see these, like, comments on the internet all the time, like, oh, it's harder to go to 0 to 1. No, it's way harder to go to 1 to 2. Once you go to 3, none of this matters. So I think it's like, gosh, like, what is that transition? Like, sometimes when I'm, like, sitting on the couch watching TV on a Sunday afternoon, laundry's done, groceries are shopped for, like realistically everything is ready and it's 1 o'clock and I'm just me time. I'm reading my books, I'm watching TV, I'm with my friends, and I'm like, oh God, is having a kid gonna just bomb this whole...
Yes,
it does.
I'm just going.
When you said, I think it was the point when you said, I'm reading, Nyasia's eyes got big in terms of, no, that's not what our lives look like.
Because I just told you yesterday, Sundays are stressful, remember?
Yeah, Nyasia and I were hanging out yesterday and we're like, God, we got a lot to do. Like, we were both just like, you feeding your kids chicken nuggets? Yes, I am.
So I think it's like, it's really the behind the scenes of it all. Like, how logistically does it work? And then I think specifically is I love my career. And I think that, like, I can talk all day long about how it should be a choice. But unless something drastically changes in my life, I will choose to work. And so realistically of how does motherhood and working, how does that strand of DNA combine?
Yeah, and those are both parts of our podcast.
Yes.
Mamas and, the tech piece.
And I think the important part of our podcast title is ambitious, right?
And in both sides. I just want to be super clear.
Yes.
We are ambitious moms and we're ambitious in work.
Exactly. And so to answer your question, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, that was a broad question. How do you do it all?
But I'm going to speak. I can go first with one child and then you can go into the two. One, for me, like, I had a miscarriage. So the timeline thing, I smiled because my husband and I, we didn't have a timeline. We knew we wanted to have kids. We always used to joke, like, he would be the one that gives the kids burgers and a milkshake for breakfast. And I'm like, no, we need to, But I think for us, like I said, when we first tried, it wasn't even trying, we found out I was pregnant and then I had a miscarriage. So that rocked us, to be honest. I think I developed some sense of, like, anxiety, to be honest, because every time thereafter I was, like, wondering, okay, when are we going to get pregnant again? When are we going to get pregnant? And then when I did get pregnant, I was always worrying, okay, am I going to lose this baby? Am I going to lose this baby? And to your point, I too believe in God. And I'm like, no, I got to pray, right? And family, everyone, like, no, we're going to trust that this baby's going to get here. So I think my husband says this too. When I gave birth, like, that was the only time in my 23 years of knowing him that he's done under the speed limit. So they give you that baby and it's like, there's no instructions. We're like, that's it. We didn't know how to put the clothes on her or anything. It was
Sorry,
like,
you didn't take any classes?
no, we didn't do no
Okay.
classes.
Because I just want to point out that there are classes you can
we-
also take.
We didn't do none of
You
the
didn't know how to
classes.
put the clothes on?
It was just so like, she was just so
Did you play with
small.
baby dolls?
Yeah, we all that. I had $1 million, but it's
What
nothing,
clothes were you trying to put
because
on?
it's time to leave. So
Black tie gala.
yeah, like I mean, no,
It's
and
Nyasia.
no, I'm about to say yes. You know,
Baby's gonna look good.
Oh, baby probably had baby Nikes.
Yeah,
they were probably
you
too
already-
tight because you don't put shoes on infants. No,
she
I got
did
you.
have shoes, but no, she had on but that's a big thing, especially for my family. There is a leaving a hospital outfit. So we had the
That
outfit.
sounds like a Nyasia problem. I'm not going to lie, but you keep
Yeah,
going.
so it may not be a Jane problem, but I will get your baby a first day of going home outfit. It would be fabulous. But long story short, yes, we were just like, wow, this new baby's here. The thing though I would say is there's no structure. There's no preparation. One, everybody's baby is different. One, right? We love the Behrman babies, but that may not be how your baby may come out like, who is this
Dear
child?
God, please give me Barbieto's second baby.
You know,
I
and-
feel like you're going to try and steal my baby at
Yeah,
some
I'm
point.
about to say,
Honestly,
yeah.
if that baby ever goes missing, police,
Come
it
to
was
Colorado.
me. Yes.
But yeah, there's nothing to really prepare you. You just have to go through it. I think you and your husband, you have to be in great communication because it's going to rock your world. You're not going to sleep. And it's fun now because you come, you get to play with the baby for a few hours, but then you leave. You're not here at 2 a.m.
I'm getting my Marriott points on this business
Yeah,
trip.
when, you know, there's an ear infection, there's pink eye, there's a cold, right? There's like, you know, and so I think there's a full spectrum. But your life changes. You will never be ready at 1 p.m. on a Sunday ever again. You will not finish a book.
And if you are, it's because you're on a business trip and your family's at home.
Exactly. And even then, they're still going to call you.
What about an audiobook?
Yeah, while you're doing other things. But yeah, I think enjoy that time now. But yeah, there is nothing that can really prepare you. It will be difficult. But I always say this. I say anyone that is blessed with the opportunity to have the title parent it's a true blessing. There's nothing like I say, I always say, I feel like I actually have my heart walking outside my body. My child is everything. So it is an amazing feeling. And then too, sometimes people don't even realize like, that it takes to get a baby here. We think, you have sex, pow, it is a baby. No, that's not how this works.
I mean, it does to an extent, but
to
you know.
some, but
yeah.
like it does take a long time sometimes to get pregnant. There's a lot that goes involved in it. And so, yeah, it's a transition. It's an adjustment. And then the other point of with work for me too, I was like, I'm still working. I needed her also. Especially once they said as a girl, I was like, oh, it's on now. But I needed her to see that it can be done.
Yeah.
So work is not. I'm balanced, as you know. I make sure that my job knows my child has this. I have to be there. I have to do this. You know, being able to get up in the morning and just have our girl time. That's important. And so. Yeah, I think you can have both. It's just a matter of you figuring out how to reposition your life to fix it, to fit it all in, if that makes sense.
I do want to pull on one thing you said, because yes, there is no instruction booklet that tells you how to do things, but there is a community where you can learn from each other. That's the piece I will say, is that a lot of our podcast at the very end, every time we say it, you are not alone, is that people don't talk enough, my opinion, about the hard things. Like what does happen when you've got the kid with the ear infection, or what does happen when your kid comes home because some child kicked her on the bus, or whatever that is. You are never alone. Although there's not an instruction booklet, I can tell you that I have had to just, search, but also call upon my mom community. And so that's the piece I would say is lean on it, because although everything is unique, at the same time, somebody in your life that is a mom has gone through something similar.
Yeah.
And so use that as your instruction booklet. Now, you can take it or leave it in terms of advice, but at least knowing that somebody has gone through something similar at least helped me. Yeah. That's for me.
That's the same thing for me with the miscarriage. Once I had the miscarriage and, I shared it with certain people, everyone I knew had a miscarriage.
1 in 4 women,
Yeah.
sadly, is the stat that they share
So,
formally.
But that helped me, like, oh, it's not just me. And I think that's just life. Community is so important because it helps to debunk or demystify this notion that it's just me, and I think, to your point, you have to surround yourself with that community. I mean, you have a strong community already. We're going to ride for you and make sure that baby is dressed to the nines. But the other stuff too, I'm going to teach them the numbers as you saw. But, rely on your community and have fun with it.
I love it.
Are you scared about anything or worried?
Oh, I think every aspect of it from A to Z.
Meaning what just Nyasia said, or like which piece?
I mean, I think it's such a... I mean, I was thinking about it as you were talking, like the only 2 titles in my entire life that I've done is I've been a daughter and I've been a sister. Every other thing in my life has changed. I'm going in and out of being a student, gone in and out of being a friend to different people, in and out of my career. I've had 3 different titles at this company, like all those things. And when I think of mother, like that is one of the only things that does not like once you get the title, it doesn't go away.
Yeah, agreed.
And so it's one of those like, wow, like I don't know what it's like. The other 2 titles, I was born into them. Like I came from my mom, and then I was a daughter, and then I was a sister. And so it's one of those things of like, wow, like it's just so there. And then I think it's that. And then also one of the things that really worries me is I'm the youngest of my family. I have 2 older siblings. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I want twins. I don't want twins. I don't need, like, I know I don't.
I did too.
But I think it's like, oh my gosh, like twins. How do you do that dynamic of like, I'm the youngest? And like, even with some of my friends, if they're the oldest or the youngest, I'm always generally on the youngest side of things. Cause I'm like, you don't know what it's like to be the youngest. And I'm like, my first kid would be the oldest.
This is true. Yes, there is always an order, regardless. You can't just have a youngest child. Yes, yeah.
It would be kick ass if I could, though. Just 3 youngest.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
But I think it's that. It's just the fact that the title never goes away. And what does that mean? Because so many choices in our life got like wonderfully are choices. They're not like you can't give it up, the motherhood thing. But then too, it's just like the God, I want to be good at it. Because to your guys' point, ambitious, like I don't like to half-ass things. I like to generally do a good job and kind of put my all into it. And it's not like there's a test dummy. You can't go into an environment and sandbox this for a minute. But I do get calmer thinking, like, kind of going back. I am the youngest, and I'm so blessed. Like, one of the things this company has provided me is friendships of folks in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and heck, even in their 60s. And so I feel so lucky.
Who's in their 60s having babies?
No one's having babies, but
in general.
Remember your old boss? We were friends.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
okay,
I would say.
Yeah.
And so it's this idea that there's so many people that have gone before me. And I think I always say my life is a tapestry of everyone who's come before me. And I just feel so blessed that I have so many mom friends.
I love that.
And too, you can't, I always feel, as long as you're present, you can't get it wrong. You get what I mean?
I'm going to need you to say that about 25,000 times a day.
I will say one of the things that I love about you is you hold a mirror to my face all the time.
Yeah, you say that often.
That she holds a mirror, or
I
other
call people out on their bullshit.
That she holds.
She does, but she knows me very well, and she also holds a mirror when I've gotten things wrong, but also when I've gotten things right. Meaning, you will be like, "Hey, remember that advice you gave me? I just used it 12 times this week." And one of the pieces of advice that comes to mind as you were talking that I've given you, just putting that out there, is, will this matter in a year? Yeah. And I feel like, to Nyasia's point, you can't get things wrong. And even if you frame that in any aspect of life, it doesn't just have to be work. But Nyasia and I were talking about this on a different episode. Like, if I go to my kid's play, is that going to matter in a year versus if I attend this meeting? And so always framing it that way, at least for me, is how I try to make choices.
I miss you as a manager. Because I remember that kind of advice. I'm going to write it down so I can remember. But it's true.
I'm liking this moment right now.
Yes. But no, okay, we're going to pause. We're going to pivot for a second. I do think we were very blessed to have you as a manager. I'm thankful that we have been able to, all of us, to be able to evolve to friendship.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even like yesterday, with me asking you advice from a manager perspective, you are really, really great as a manager.
Oh, thank you.
Whether you realize it or not, you just have like those gems that's like, there you go. Someone else has been spared today, you know? But yeah, you're really, really dope. And I
want to name names?
So
That's a different podcast.
yes. But yeah, I think that was really good. That was a good reminder for me too, for something else I'm thinking about. But yeah, that was good. But yeah, will it matter? But like I said, as long as you're present, that baby's gonna love you regardless. And you have such an amazing personality. Like that's
Don't glaze me, Nyasia.
look how excited my own child was to hear you, right? It was like, hey, you know, so but like that's just who you are. And that's gonna go into that little baby that you bring forth regardless, right? And then two, you know me, I'm gonna be real. If a natural birth is not it, that's okay too. You know, we have to be real and look at all, you know, and we had that conversation too at a point, like, they were like, I don't think you're going to be able to have a kid. So you just, you know, you got fibroids, that's just not going to work. And I was like, you know, but, you know, then we had to look at the adoption route, look at, you know, IVF and IUIs and, you know, but I just know though, to the initial point, you have a community. So whatever happens, whatever, like you have people around you that, like you said, has either been through it, know someone that has been through it, but that are here to support you. But either way, you have such an amazing spirit that you don't have to worry. You don't.
You will be great. You will be an amazing mom,
So
and
sweet.
we can hold a
I
mirror
should
to your.
come on this
Yes.
podcast all the time.
But don't worry, I'll hold a mirror to your
Yes.
face when I'm like, no, Jane, you did that was weird. Don't do that again.
Right.
but I think that's also what real authentic friendship is.
It
Yes.
is.
Like I think, and there's nothing wrong. Like obviously, I have some friends where I'm like, they don't need to hear this from me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't need another bitch in their ear telling them that something. But at the end of the day, too, like it's so helpful. I think you have all these different types of friends, and I think I would imagine the same in like the mom community. It's like, well, you know, you might tell Barbieto something about, but like you won't go tell maybe someone else because it's just a different level of relationship. But I feel so lucky too because I think of how. Just like what you're a different type of manager than other managers. And so I also think you can like give or take certain advice. Like this is very superficial. So I'm not saying this, but it's just on the top of my mind of what we were talking about. Like you do dress really awesome. So it's like, I'm probably gonna
Thank you.
get some baby fashion advice from you. Like off the top of my mind, we're like, I got some friends. They only shop at Costco. Probably not gonna go to them.
That is not me. I was like, we're not doing.
I did. I mean, if you think you're in this meme, please report it. But no, I wasn't referring to
I
you.
was like, I get some things from Costco. This is not it.
She doesn't know where her shirt's from, everybody.
I did not know where my shirt's from. It's not from Costco.
But it
though.
was not about that. That was a terrible example.
But it's a dope shirt. I'm gonna say it. I loved it.
But it was a superficial example highlighting something else in the sense that different people you go to for different advice.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kind of got lost along the way, but that's okay.
Sean will just edit this out.
It's fine. It's great. We'll be great. All right. About the mom piece. I'm going to go off a little bit. How would you describe, because you know us. You know us well, or at least I think you know me well, but I think you know both of us well.
I want the podcast to reflect I've known Nyasia longer than I've known
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
For
You
about
know
a year,
both of us.
actually.
You know both of us well.
I just felt like she was trying to discredit us.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, I was going more the mom route
Oh, okay.
on whether you know us as moms.
I think I do know you. I think when the job we had required way more than 40 hours a week, so I think it just blended in.
There
Where
you go.
I got to see you guys as both moms and professionals.
Exactly. Describe us as moms. I'm putting you on the spot because it's fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because you just preached about how good of friends we are. So now I'm like, all right, practice what
I
you
think
preach. Practice what
Nyasia
you
is a
preach.
very authentic mom. I think Nyasia will keep it real with her child. In the good and the bad, like both for like current events. Like I'm trying to just thinking of like, well, different current events happened while we were working and we had to work on those current events. You'd be like, well, you know, my child said this about it. And it would be those moments of like, wow, your child is like 6 or 7 in these moments. And like, at times has better understanding than our colleagues about these like current events. And so it was just this moment of like, you're a very authentic mom. You keep it real. But then I've also seen another side of you when your child's maybe trying to pull a fast one on you and you're like, not here. Absolutely not. Like, I told you to do X, Y, and Z. You're going to go do X, Y, or Z now. So I would say, like, I don't want to be on the bad side of Mom Nyasia. And then I would say for you, Barbieto, your girls are a little younger. And so what I love about you as a mom and what I get to experience being your friend is I think at times at work you have this very like tough persona, like you don't accept ish. And then it's like so lovely. Like I was watching your oldest daughter get off the bus today and she just ran to you and you're so warm and welcoming to her and care so much about her interests. And it's funny because I think that's a side maybe people don't see at work, but it's such a
because I'm a hard AB
no,
kind
no,
of thing at work.
No, not like that.
I know,
but it's just you're so invested in your girls. I think
thank you. Yes.
I think you're just so invested in their interest and everything. And I've watched as like your older girl change interest with like different activities and like how much that weighed on you, or how much you truly care about something that maybe some people be like, oh, well, they don't want to do Taekwondo anymore. No big deal. But you were like, why not? And like, let's get to the bottom of it and like do this root cause analysis of like, did something happen or did her interest change and all those things. And I think also how much effort you put into weekend activities. There's never a weekend where you're like, they're just going to play on their iPad. It's like, we're going to Disney on Ice and then we're going to a tea party and then we're going to go volunteer at a homeless shelter. And it's like,
I don't think that's ever happened in one weekend, but you know, that's okay.
Like, there is never, like, one of my favorite things to do is be like, well, what'd you do this weekend? Because, like, Lord knows, I probably just went to the bar and, like, saw some friends and then cleaned my house. You did something enriching with those girls.
I appreciate that.
That is true.
It is true.
That
like,
is true.
The busiest weekends I've ever seen. But so I think how much you invest, and then just I think you have such a soft side to you, and how much you love your girls.
Thank you. I do love my girls. I will say I would move, heaven and earth on anything for those girls.
With one hand, like
yeah, no, I would do anything.
Yeah, I'm soft too. I love
how Nyasia and I are getting into a weird like competitive thing with Jane in the middle of us. Because this is the only episode you and I keep it real all the time, except when we're talking about zoo distances. But you and I will always be partners and on the same page. But for some reason, Jane is making us competitive.
All right, one time though, I saw Nyasia's daughter not do her chore chart, and I saw a side of Nyasia. Like I checked to make sure my chore chart was done. I was scared.
But no, I mean, like I say, I discipline is important, right? But it's like I say, you have to have a balance,
Yeah,
right?
That's a balance.
You have to have a balance, right? And I think too, she's the only child. You know, we always say we've gotten D- in parenting sometimes. You know, like she's just the coolest kid, and we will take her places with us. Like, oh, maybe a kid shouldn't be here. Well, we're here now. We're just gonna rock with it, you know. But yeah, I think for me, it's a balance with her, right? Like, she knows if there's anything, call my mother. My mother, I will be there. I don't care if I'm in the meeting with whomever. I'm gonna be there for my child, right? My love is non-negotiable, and she knows. If I'm there, she doesn't have to worry, you know. But I think, like I say, for me, it's a nice balance of teaching her structure, responsibility, and as I say, being real. She's a Black little girl in America, so I have to equip her with a certain level of grit, strength, confidence that others may not have that flexibility. You know, I mean, that don't have that same responsibility, and so it's a matter of making sure she knows who she is. She's proud of who she is. And, you know, we go from there. But I think that's what it is. It's a mixture of just preparing her for the real world. And some of it could be just trauma of my own, you know, growing up in this world and it not being kind. But I just want her to know who she is and be equipped with those skills to be able to go out into the world. Like, for example, she went to an overnight camp in the summertime at a big university out here. and the kids had to do laundry. She's the youngest one there, the only one who knew how to do laundry. Wow. Everyone else is like, I'm just gonna put the blacks and the whites and the reds all together. She was like, do you know it will bleed? And like she gave him a whole, but that's it. Like making sure she's prepared to go in to like be able to survive in this world. But no, like I said, she knows that's my homie. That's my homie.
And you're going to be one of those moms that are going through everything before I do. So
True,
you are going to be the one that I'm like, Auntie Nyasia is going to come over and talk to you about X, Y, and Z.
Listen, but yeah, like I said, I'm learning too. But like you, my mom is amazing. I have a mother who really laid the foundation for what standards are, you know, like down to the point, like my friends, and no shade, I don't judge anyone, but it's like, we don't play the bitch game. Like, I don't, you're not a bitch, don't call me. Like, my mother taught me that at like 5 years old. We were saying that word, like, no. And so Savannah now, she has friends, I'll be like, oh, that's my bitch. No, we could be cool, but don't call me a bitch, you know? And that's just teaching her young, like, you got to demand your respect, even at this age. But my mom, she just was so, I saw her like, you talk about dressing. My mother would dress to go to the store. Like, did we supposed to be meeting the mayor today or something? Like, you know, but she just always kept a standard for my brother and I that like, she is my idol of what it means to be a mother. And same thing. She loves me to this day. I am married with a child. If I call my mother and say, I got a problem, she will find a way to get to me and she will take care of me, you know? And so I think, I appreciate how I was raised, and I model that with my daughter. So.
We'll have an episode on Asian moms at some point and what that means.
Yes, we will. But into that, you mentioned your mom. What makes your mom special for you?
I mean, so hard to think of like just one thing. I mean, when I think of my mom, she had 3 kids. She worked full time at times on and off, managing as large as a team of 300, as small as a team of like 8, as just things would go and change. She worked at the same law firm for her entire career, which is kind of unheard of these days. And so, and it was one thing I love about my mom, total side tangent, is she was so always open and honest about like her own regrets career wise. And she goes, I really regret at times staying at a law firm and not going in-house, and I could have done this and I could have done that. And I remember, and it was like such a wonderful moment because I used to work at a different tech company and I loved my boss there. I loved that woman. She was such a wonderful human being. But I knew I couldn't grow at this company. Like I was going to be in this role till forever. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So when I applied for this tech company, I remember my mom going, well, you love your boss. Like, and that's rare. Like, don't, the grass is not always greener. And I go, I'm doing what you taught me. You've like you always were. And she goes, you're right. Oh my God. Yes. Like go, like all these things. So I kind of love that about my mom. She was so honest about where her successes, and again, it's not a failure. Like I think to have a 45-year career at anything is incredible, but she would self-reflect and then share those reflections and was never embarrassed by any of them. She's also a cancer survivor and did a lot of talk about that and was very transparent about that. I remember she would tell this story that she was taking us on a field trip and my mom didn't wear wigs, just not her style. And I go, Mom, your scarf, you can't wear an ugly one. Like, please don't wear an ugly one. And not only did she listen and like wore whatever one I wanted, but she's also so transparent to kids. Like, yeah, when you have cancer, you go through chemo, you might lose your hair. And she just normalized all that for so many people. And now as an adult, I'm like, wow, that was like kind of damn brave. Like, that's cool that my mom did that. And so she's like, you know, I get it from somewhere. And she also doesn't take a lot of ish from others. And, you know, I watched her defend herself when she needed defending, or, you know, really encourage like a true partnership with my dad. And I do want to shout out my dad in the sense that he's also very awesome and helped really, both of them showed what a partnership is. And I think so often listening to you guys and others, it is so important to have that strong partner in motherhood and everything. And so I'm just so thankful that my mom modeled all of those wonderful aspects to me.
Oh, I love that.
I love my mom.
All right. Well, I am looking at time. Maybe we end with Nyasia, what advice we have for Jane, but let's customize it knowing what we know about Jane. What do you think?
That's a scary thought.
I know.
But I feel like it's a good ending.
Make sure they know how to write. Be in a communication.
What does that mean? Oh, I was like,
I do
what
think
an
I'm going to have very strong opinions. I go to weddings and I judge speeches to the point where my fiance was like,
See?
you're kind of harsh. And I'm like, well, I do this for a living. And he goes, you're still kind of harsh. So like, maybe a reminder to be patient as my children.
I was going to say, that's probably better. To be patient.
Yes, advice.
But advice for Jane.
For Jane, have fun with it. Because as a fellow type A, I think all three of us sitting here, we can get so caught up. I mean, Barbieto has seen my OneNote of family meeting.
Yeah, your Excel stresses me out sometimes.
Yeah, and so you can get so caught up in the preparing that you forget to be present in the moment and have fun with it. You know, like last night we were supposed to have a family meeting. We didn't have the meeting.
This is the second time this week that you've skipped it. Now I'm judging a little. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
Excel's
judging
going to waste.
No, it's not. I just put my own notes on what we do meet.
So it's Nyasia's family meeting.
So, but my daughter was like, "Come on, let's play." And so what we did was we just played in the kitchen. Like I was doing the dishes. She was cooking chicken, you know, and we were like, we were playing around and throwing water. Like we had fun, you know, and she's good at bringing me back to like, you know, mommy, I don't really care about the spreadsheet, but let's have fun, you know, but have fun. Don't let the type A take over, which is hard for people like us.
Again, I think you'll probably need to say that about 15,000 times, but I love it.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
Say it to me too.
I will say, you know more than you think you know. I think that's going to be my advice for you, and it's I think for you because I've seen you grow. I've seen you grow as a professional. When we first started working together.
Don't put me
I won't give all the stories.
Don't put me on blast.
I won't give all the stories, but you have grown so much. But along the way, I've watched you second guess yourself sometimes. I've watched you worry about decisions you may or may not make. And so you know more than you think you do. That would be my advice for you. And what you don't know, you've got us and you've got community.
I'm going to add something too that someone told me. When the time comes, everything that you need is just going to come to you. Honestly, like, it's like those mother instincts, they just come, and listen to them. Like when your stomach is like, I don't know, like the doctor would say, you know, yeah, give them that formula. But if you and your spirit know that don't feel right, but like what you need, it's going to come up in you, and it's going to come like a rage. Like, no, not my baby. This is what they need. And trust those instincts, because they're right more than the medical professional. Not saying that the medical professional is wrong. I'm just saying, you know, as you see, I'm still
my
learning.
fiance is a medical professional.
Yes. But even now,
For the context.
I just want, you know, trust your instincts. Those mother instincts, everything you need. It's like as soon as that baby come out, something else come up in you. And it's like, well, not like that, but, you know, those instincts come
we got
up in
some
you.
things we got to cut out during this podcast.
That's why we're not stressed that it's going over.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
But yeah, that's that.
Okay.
All right. Anything else we didn't cover, Jane, that you're curious about?
This is fun. Guys.
Isn't it
It's
fun?
therapeutic, right?
Yeah.
Well, I love the headphones.
That's your favorite part of this podcast
Kind of
is
to
the
hear
head.
myself so clearly. But no, I mean, I think what I think is fun is we all are professionals in technical roles, I would say, or like supporting technical teams, if not ourselves in a technical role. And so it's really fun to kind of like do the spidey creative stuff.
Yeah, see, look at us. All right. Well, we also do at the end a this or that.
Oh.
And so our this is that is C-section or going through the hoo-ha in terms of giving birth. Now, that's unfair for Nyasia and I because we've done it. But what do you think, knowing what you know? It's kind of fun because you haven't done it. Which one would you rather if you had to pick one?
Again, Lord willing, I think through the hoo-ha. I don't really want to recover from surgery while having a blob to take care of.
A blob. Okay. All right.
C-section is the way to go. I would do.
We can do. I'll be back podcast when a baby's in my arms.
Yes.
Yes,
we
we'll
will.
bring the baby.
No, we'll be back twice. First pregnancy, because we didn't even talk about the pregnancy journey.
True. We can do that, yes. We got time.
Yeah, but
I'll be coming on lots of business trips here.
but
Or living here, maybe. Yes.
But yeah, C-section is the way to go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I will say as somebody, because I've got two kids.
Right,
So
did
with
you
the
do-
first, I pushed. and I was in labor. So like active labor for, geez, it was like 7-8 hours plus.
Oh, okay.
And so I did that. And then I had to do emergency C-section.
Oh, so you've experienced.
So I've experienced both. I've experienced labor and I've experienced C-section. I will say, still I think C-section, but I do now hypothesize because my second child, because I did that C-section with the first one, I had a second scheduled C-section, which is easy. You just roll right up in, they cut you open, you call it a day, and the recovery with both, honestly, I didn't take any pain pills or anything like that. Like I was good.
Okay.
But I do wonder with the C-section on why I had all those hormonal issues with the second one. And I do think it's because my body didn't get to do it the natural way. Whereas with my first going through labor, I was able to have my body do all the things that it needed to do to regulate the labor. Whereas it was forced to a degree with C-section. So I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing on how my body reacted with the second.
Can I flame you on the podcast?
What are we talking about?
The baby, your second baby was born at like 9 a.m.
You know what time of it
I'll
is,
never
right?
forget that I got emails from her around 8:15 in the morning.
Oh,
Well, that's how
right.
chill a scheduled
I got
C-section
emails the
is.
day of her, and I remember I was on a walk, and I almost dropped my phone. I was like, "What?
That's true.
What the literal heck?" And I texted you, and I go, "Hey, this can't be that important." You're like, "I'm just sitting in the bed."
Exactly.
Yes.
You're just sitting and waiting. Like literally a scheduled C-section is chill. Now, it's not for everybody. I will say, because people are listening, have their own journeys, that it's not always chill. But a scheduled C-section, so freaking chill.
But I wasn't scheduled. I don't know. I just was chilling there.
Well, guys,
And they were like, oh, her heart rate's dropping. We got to go. And then they
But
cut
you
me.
didn't push. You weren't in labor before.
No, and I didn't want to push either. But then, the doctor was like pulling her out. And I was like pushing the doctor. So I'm like, can you do it a little lighter? Because this is hurting, But then, pow, she came out.
stay tuned, podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see how you go. All right. The last piece also is that we sometimes plug an organization. So I'm going to plug one that's near and dear to my heart. I don't think we've done it on this podcast yet, and it's PEPS. It might be Washington based, but basically when we talked about community, PEPS is a nonprofit based in Washington that puts people together that are first-time parents typically, and you are put together in a group with people that are in the same area, like same zip code, and your babies are all born within the span of a couple months. So you are with fellow first-time moms that are all going through the same exact stuff in your area. And so I wanted to plug that just because it's near and dear to my heart. Now, my baby was a COVID baby, so I quickly disconnected from most of those moms, but I do still have one that is close. And he, meaning the father, is actually coming up on our podcast coming up soon as an ambitious dad. I met them through PEPS. So I've known them for about 6.5, 7 years now.
That's cool.
So just putting that out there that you can develop lifelong friendships
You can.
with people going through the same exact thing at the same time. All right. Well, with that, thank you, Jane, for being on our podcast. Let's go ahead and roll out, Nyasia.
Yes. Well, thank you for tuning in. Remember, there is no perfect way to do motherhood, just your way.
Keep showing up, laughing through the chaos, and giving yourself the grace you deserve. You got this, mama.
See ya.